Joining us live to talk more about this is Dr. Jeremy Levitt from Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University's College of Law. Good morning to you. It is good to see you this morning.
Good morning. Great to be with you.
I do want to start with that recorded video, right? The prosecution telling jurors to believe their eyes, but was there more about the prosecution's case that led to this guilty verdict?
Well, the prosecution had an enormous amount of evidence to present, and obviously the video that was 9 minutes and 29 seconds of torture is what convinced the jury at the end of the day. But anytime you have black, white, and blue all saying the same thing, that this was wrong and this was murder, in this case, I mean, the blue wall was broken down, police officers testified, you had a prosecution that was robust, you had witnesses that were African-American and diverse in terms of multiculturalism. All of them were saying the same thing. And you add that to the mix of expert witnesses, it's hard to believe that there could be any other verdict. And I think that's what people were concerned about.
Were you surprised at how fast that jury reached a verdict?
No, I think the prosecution's case was strong. When you have a diverse jury, a truly diverse jury, George Floyd had a diverse jury, Derek Chauvin had a diverse jury, that looked at the evidence, placed themselves in the situation that George Floyd was in. I'm not surprised at all that he was guilty on all three charges, as he should have been.
Now, we do know, as we mentioned earlier, before we got to you, his defense team is expected to appeal, right? So that appeal would be based on what? And what do you think will come of the appeal?
I don't think we know until they actually make the appeal, but certainly the defense lawyers are very judicious in trying to preserve the legal record of things that they thought may have been inappropriate, whether they were comments from the outside or determinations made by the judge. So we won't know that until they actually make the appeal. But I think that it's going to be a hard task to overcome all three charges on appeal. Certainly the reintroduction of the third-degree charge beyond the initial charging is going to be the subject of appeal as well. There's some division under Minnesota state law about the ability to do that. But all in all, he has a high bar to meet and a tall hill to climb.
We now have the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, and I do want to ask you, when the smoke dies down from all of this, right, what happens is we have something like this happens, everybody gets we've got to do something, right? And then we tend to retreat to our political corners. How can we make justice and policing a bipartisan issue?
Well, the only political corner that needs to stop retreating is the right in this case. It's time for us to move beyond partisan politics and do the right things. And the reality is that there are those in the political establishment who don't value Black lives and bodies in the way that they should. We have to deal with the vestiges of our history. We have to develop a national system of reconciliation. You can't possibly imagine a society that has gone through the slave trade, slavery, Black codes, slave codes, Jim Crow segregation. Jim Crow segregation only ended 60 years ago at best. We've never dealt with this as a nation. And all of this has been institutionalized into our structures, our systems, and our social psychology. So we have to find our bigger hearts. This is not a question of black or white at this juncture. It really is a question of good over evil.
Dr. Jeremy Levitt, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.